Put yourself in these shoes. You're accused of a crime that you did not commit. But worse, you have to spend up to 13 years in prison for a crime you did not commit. Antron McCrae, Raymond Santana, Kevin Richardson, Corey Wise, Yusef Salaam. These are the 5 names of the 5 boys known as the Central Park 5, who were falsely accused of raping a white female jogger in Central Park in 1989. Some people call them survivors. I call them triumphant. The Central Park 5 speak freely about their testimonies today and are inspirations to all the world. I commend them for teaching us 3 valuable lessons: that giving up is not an answer, that the truth will reveal itself, and that moving forward from the bad things that happen in your life can lead to success and happiness. First off, the Central Park 5 proved to the world that giving up is never the answer. On the night of the attack, these boys were wrongfully chased, attacked, and interrogated for over 7 hours without parental consent. Not only that, but then 4 of the 5 boys were then coerced by the police to make false confessions of the attack. After 2 trials, the 5 teenagers were found guilty under attempted murder, rape, assault, and robbery. They were convicted between 6 and 13 years of prison. Everything was against their favor. Article by article came out calling them wolf packs, rapists, monsters. They were almost beaten half to death in multiple prisons and told that they should not be able to live with themselves for the things they did. Raymond Santana says, "But we did not give up." Yusef Salaam says, "I read a story in the Bible of Joseph, who was also unjustly imprisoned in youth and went on to do great things. This is what motivated me. This is why I continued to fight." By not letting themselves give up, these boys survived one of the most brutal cases of the century and are alive and well to tell their stories today. The Central Park 5 proved also to the world that truth will reveal itself. After every hearing, every beating, and every abuse that they went through, they still did not confess to things they did not do. They held on to the truth. And this eventually brought them freedom when the real attacker came forward in 2002. They knew they were good boys, and if no one else was going to believe them, they had to believe for themselves. Sadly, this case was heavily weighed by racial discrimination. This is why so many people did not believe the boys, because they were identified with Black and Hispanic stereotypes that the white policeman and white prosecutor addressed to them. These are the tricks that they played on the boys. And the truth in this case is so powerful and spoke a genuine message that manipulation only goes so far. Because once it clashes with the truth, the good and the bad and the right and the wrong are easily identified. Lastly, the Central Park 5 proves to the world that moving forward, even though bad things happen to you, can still lead to success and happiness. It doesn't leave us, Kevin Richardson says to MSNBC News. We've been home for over 10 years, and we did lose our youth, but we're just trying to move on as men. These boys did transition from child to adult in their time of custody, and even though they were sold short of their childhood, they instead embraced us for the better. These men learned to forgive and share their testimonies with the world, and instead of taking revenge on the system, they wanted to fix the system. I learned to channel my anger and try to be productive, said Yusef Salaam in an interview. Being bitter is like drinking poison, he said. In 2003, the Central Park 5 filed a lawsuit against the state for malicious persecution, racial discrimination, and emotional distress. After 10 long years of fighting, the city officials finally settled for a $41 million deal. I feel like all generations need to come to know the stories and testimonies of these young men. And 2 sources, the Netflix series When They See Us and the book The Central Park 5 by Sarah Burns are 2 great sources to get more information on these cases. The Central Park 5. Antron McCrae, Raymond Santana, Kevin Richardson, Corey Wise, and Yusef Salaam. The Central Park 5. Their names should be not portrayed negatively, but positively. They did not deserve the pain that they went through, but somehow they managed to stay alive and make it out to where they can have full freedom again and embrace their stories. These boys suffered the unimaginable, but still were able to portray to the world that giving up is not acceptable, that the truth will reveal itself, and that you can find happiness and success through the bad things that happen to you. Put on their shoes and know their names. The Triumphant Central Part 5. Thank you.